Hello and welcome to today's class. Today we are going to talk about prepositions for IELTS. This was the question we had for today's grammar gym. The question is dash 2008, dash the eve of Christmas, I met Sachin, dash Andheri, dash Mumbai. Now Andheri is a locality in Mumbai. Okay? Now what we are going to do is we have to fill these blanks using just the three prepositions. These three prepositions are highly common, but sometimes it gets confusing as to when you have to use which preposition. The three prepositions are in, on and at. These three prepositions have two kinds of usage commonly. Okay, they also have other kinds of usage, but commonly, especially for your writing section and your speaking section, you will have time usage and place usage that you need to know. We are predominantly discussing these two because I can give you certain rules by which remembering the usage of these three prepositions will become very easy. You will not get nervous in case you have to use a preposition and you don't know what to say. Okay? With these rules, it is going to become super clear for you, and that is what we are going to talk about in today's lesson. Now, let's take the first preposition in. Okay? Now, in is used when, think for example, you are inside some kind of an enclosure. Okay? Then you say, I am in that. For example, I would say, I am taking this lesson sitting in my studio. So I'm in my studio, which means I'm enclosed by walls, right? So I'm in my studio. Similarly, you say, hey, call me later. I am in my office, right? You can say, hey, I am in my room. I cannot come out now. I am in my room, okay? Which means what? You're kind of enclosed, all right? So you say in. There is another kind of place usage for in, okay? Another place usage. And that is when you are in a large geographical area. You can say, I am in New Delhi. I am in Colombo. I am in Kathmandu. Okay? I am in Dhaka, which means you are in a city. You can also now extrapolate this to countries. I am in India. I live in India. Okay? I am in Europe right now. You are in Europe. So it's a large geographical area. Okay? Very, very simple. So what were the two usages? One was an enclosure, your room, your office. What was the other one? A large area. Okay? Very simple. Let's think of time usage now for in. Time usage for in is usually used for anything that is a month or larger than a month. Okay? For example, you say, I took my IELTS exam in March. Right? You say in March. In 2012, I had a similar experience in 2012. Okay? So you can use in for anything that is a month or higher. Okay? A month, a year, a decade. Okay? You can say in the past decade, there were several technological inventions. Okay? In the past decade. Okay? So you can think of this rule, anything that's equal to a month and longer, you can use the preposition in. Okay? So what about this? What about this sentence now? Mumbai, city, that's what we just learned. This will take in now. Similarly, we learned about the year. Anything that's greater than a month, greater than or equal to a month, a year. So in 2008, in 2012, I had a similar job. Okay, in. So that's why this takes in again. Okay. Now, let's learn about the other preposition, on. On is used when you're speaking of a specific moment in time. Okay, you can even call this for some days. Let's see. On. I am going to a restaurant on Sunday. Okay, on Saturday. On Monday, I have a lot of work to do in office. Okay? So this is for days of the week. Okay? So if you're talking about a particular day, on the 4th of July, I have an urgent meeting. Okay? On. Look at this sentence. The eve of Christmas, which means you are talking about a particular day. Okay? So because you're talking about a particular day, this blank will also be on. Now, what about on usage for place? Well, you cannot describe a preposition, you cannot describe anything using the preposition on with respect to yourself, but maybe you can describe locations. Let me give you an example and make this clear. I can say the pen is on the table. Okay, it's on the table. So I am basically trying to depict a position, that is the pen is on the table. Alright, it's that easy. So this is basically to just depict position. But I can never say I am on Mumbai. Okay, I can never say I am on Andheri. No. Okay. Now that is where for filling this blank, we have this wonderful little word that's here. Let's check that out. At. Okay. Now how is this particular word used? At is used when you are speaking of a particular point. Okay. Usually for smaller localities, in comparison to a much larger one, this is basically like a point. Okay? So I can say I am at Andheri, which means I'm just putting a point there. I am at Andheri. Okay? I am at the 3rd street in this city. Okay? At, which means basically just a point. Okay? So at is to indicate a point location. I am at the French restaurant. So you are at the restaurant, okay? So you're at a single point. So that's how we get this. Okay. The question is solved, but there is one more concept that I want to teach you, and that is at for time. Now this one takes the actual literal time, okay? Now what do I mean by literal time? Let me tell you. What I mean by literal time is the exact time that you actually tell people. I would say at 3:30 I have an urgent meeting. Okay? At 5 p.m. I would return home. Okay? So what am I saying? I am defining an exact point in time. Right? Instead of literal time, I can also say point in time. So for the exact point in time, I am using the preposition at. Alright? So this is how you use these 3 prepositions. I hope you've learned the usage of these 3 prepositions. They are highly common and it would be really good if you can get it right. Okay, I hope you've learned this today. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.